everyone, I'm here today to show you how to make a dress out of a shirt and then just some fabric that you have. It's going to be a long dress. Usually these are the ones that I make for my daughter and myself. So to get you to start off, since it's going to be wintertime soon, I already have a long sleeve shirt. So this is the one. I'm trying to get this to focus. Okay, there we go. I have a long sleeve shirt, and this is pretty much the one that I've got. And usually what I do is about right underneath the bust area, if you can see, right about where the armpit is. That's about where I actually will cut the shirt. So probably about 2 inches underneath the armpit right there, I will cut a straight line across. So I'm going to cut this right here, so that can be the very top of our dress. And then I always just go by whatever size you need for a shirt. So like for this one, I think it's a size large. And then for the fabric, for whatever fabric that you're actually going to buy, this is the pattern that we picked out to go with it because it has like the same sort of maroonies on it. For whatever size fabric, we went to Hobby Lobby for ours. For my daughter, I get about 1.5 yards because she likes hers to be very kind of baggy at the stomach so that she can wear a belt with it. She doesn't like anything form-fitting. And then this is very long fabric. We got a knit for this. So we like the knits because they're really cozy and comfortable. So what you'll do is I will go ahead and show you what you're going to do with this. But when you first go to the store, you're going to ask them, now she's a size medium usually, so I ask for about 1.5 yards if you want it baggy. For me, I'm usually an extra large, so I ask for 2 yards for me, and that works for the best for the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and then I'm going to show you what you're going to do next and how you're actually going to attach it. Okay, so I am back, and you can see that I have now cut the remainder of this shirt, and now it's just an unsewn part to this bottom right here. And like I said, again, about 2 inches right below where the armpit is. That's how we like ours, so that it's not right there on your waist. It's just sort of like a higher waist sort of dress. So what you're actually going to do now is you're going to go ahead and start to sew the fabric for the bottom onto this part of the shirt. So what I do is I keep the shirt inside right, so you can see here's the brand, and I start right here at the seam right here. And I'm going to go ahead and get to the sewing machine so that I can show you just exactly how I have my fabric positioned. Okay, I am back, and I have my fabric underneath my pedal foot right now. This shirt is still inside right, so this is the outside of your shirt. But your material that you're going to start with, this is the inside. So like if I flip it, then you're going to see the pattern. So the reason why we're doing this is obviously so that you don't see your stitches and it just comes out right, okay? So here is your upside shirt right here. It's the same way that you would actually see this being worn. And then right here, you actually have right here. Here you can see that this is the outside of my fabric right here. And then when the dress is all finished, this is how it's going to look. A nice seam right here. You're not even going to see that this is two different types. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start really quick, and then I'm going to back stitch. So let me put my needle down, and then I'm going to start, and then I'm going to press my pedal so that I can go ahead and back stitch a little bit. And then basically all you want to do is just line up from your edges right here. This is all that you want to do. Now I'm going to warn you, no matter what size shirt, if you're getting about 1.5 yards of the bottom fabric, you're going to have more of your bottom fabric than you are shirt. So if you just follow a straight line, then you're going to have a lot of extra fabric, and it's most likely going to be form-fitting. What I do is I make a few little pleats as I go to try to get patterns. So this is all I'm doing. Here's straight, and then I'm just like literally taking a little bit and then placing it, and then I just sew right over this. And this is all I'm doing. And I do a little bit of those, a few of those, as I follow the dress along the line. So I'll just keep going normal for right now, and then you'll see probably about here I'll want to put another pleat, just a small one. So this is all I'm doing, just literally here's your fabric, you're just going to fold it, and then you're just going to put it right here, just fold it right down, and then just watch your petal foot go right over it. And I know it kind of looks funny right now, but I promise when you actually finish this, it's going to look great. And this is a really simple way to make a dress out of a shirt. I make dresses for my daughter and myself a lot doing this method. So this is pretty much all that I'm going to be doing the entire time. So when I get all the way around, I'm going to come right back and I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I finish right at the very end of it. So then I'll show you how to do everything after I finish this, because this is a lot of fabric, so it might take me a minute to go all the way around the shirt. So I will be right back and I will show you what happens when we flip it over. Okay, so I am back. I have finished combining the pieces together. So basically what I have done is this is the top side of my shirt right here, and then this is the bottom side, and I have just pretty much gone right across. I don't do it right on the edge, I do it probably about an inch down from the edge, and I have combined them all together. So here was the original piece that I started, and then I just went around the entire shirt and I stopped, and then I just ran over this piece again to connect it together. I back stitched, and then I came back just a little bit, and now when I take it up, you can see that these are the two that are going to be your inseam. And we're going to go ahead and sew those together. But I just wanted to turn it inside right so that you can actually see what this dress is going to look like when I turn it inside right. So let me get this out from under the petal and I will come right back. Okay, so just to flip it inside right, just so that you guys can see, since we sewed from the top part and then we had flipped this, when you flip it over, this is exactly how it's going to look like when it's attached, and you can't even see the seams, which is very nice. So this is right here, the top part of the shirt. I am so sorry that this keeps slipping, but basically that is what the dress is going to look like when it's completely finished. I'll hang it up so that when we're done it completely finishes, but now we just need to go ahead and flip it back in because we always sew from the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that back in, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the inseam now. Okay, so I am back. And now you can actually see I have flipped this entire dress inside out. So here is the inseam for the inside of the dress, and then this is where I cut it and where I sewed it together. So this is completely inside out now. So what we're going to be doing is right here, this is the open side where your leg would be. So you got to close this. This is called your inseam. So what I do is, all I do is I line this side, which is basically the top, to the bottom. I just line them together, and then I sew. I like to start right up here when I position it in my petal foot, so that I can go ahead and get a complete seam all the way down. So I will go ahead and put this in my petal foot, and then I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have this in my petal foot, and what I do is right here, here's the top where the shirt is. I already have my needle down into it because this is where I like to start. And then basically all I'm doing is just sewing this to this. So I'm just following a straight line all the way down. Now you can see that there's obvious jagged edges where I have cut this. That's not really that big of a deal. What I just go ahead and do is I just follow a basic straight line straight down, probably about an inch in or half an inch in, because you can always trim these uneven edges down. Now something else I did want to tell you is, depending on the length of your fabric, you might actually need to trim this down, or else it's going to be dragging on the floor. For our knits, I believe the length is 60 inches, so that's obviously way too long, especially for someone like my daughter and myself. My daughter's 5'1", and then I'm 5'4", so that's almost our entire height. So that's just your bottom half. So we do have to trim this down at the very bottom. We probably take about 4 inches off the bottom before we actually do this. So all you do for that is you just lay it on the ground and you just see just exactly how you want the length to be. She likes hers to be right at her ankle. I like mine to be about at my calf. And that is usually, mine is usually mid-length and hers is maxi length. That's how she likes hers. So I will take this out and show you, if you need to do that with your fabric, what it would look like. Okay, so this is basically what I do. I just lay the entire dress down on the floor, and as you can see, this is a really long dress, guys. So what I usually do is I probably take right up to here, all this off. So that's a lot of dress to take off, but if I didn't, it would be literally dragging across the floor behind us because it's so long. So that's exactly what I do. I just snip it off, whatever. I just follow the straight line straight across. You can use a measuring tape or anything that you want. Just try to figure out how long you want it, measure yourself, have someone help you with that exact length, and then just cut it. And then you'll put it right back into your machine and you're going to start the inseam. So I'm going to show you the inseam when I finish. Okay, so I have this already started. It's back in my pedal. I've got my needle down, and basically, like I said, I'm just going to follow a straight stitch. No pleats or anything, just straight stitch, just a straight line all the way down to the bottom. Remember, when you start, back stitch, and then start again, and then when you get to the very bottom, make sure to back stitch, and then start it just a little bit again at the bottom right there, and then you'll be able to take it off the needle. Okay, so here I am at the very bottom of this dress. This is going to be where the very last step is. We're going to hem it so that we don't have any funny jagged edges. So what I do is I go to right here where the inseam was, and what I do is I'm going to kind of pull this into the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it a little bit, probably about 1/2 inch to 1 inch up, and I can't do that one-handed, so just give me 1 second and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so I opened up the very bottom of this dress, like right here is the inseam. So what you're going to do is right here at the inseam, you're going to flip it in. And you're going to hold that, obviously, and keep going all the way around so that you're going to go ahead and sew fairly close to about right here, so about 1/2 inch maybe in from the very bottom. You're going to go ahead and sew, and that will be the very last step to hemming this, and then you will be all done. So I will come right back and then I will show you the very finished product. Okay, so I just wanted to show you really quick, this is exactly what I meant. I have it under my pedal foot, I've got my needle down, and I've got it, you can see about 1 inch, and I've already got it ready to go. And I'm just going to hold the fabric just like this so that it's a completely even bottom, and then when it's finished I'm going to hang it up so that you can see the finished product of what I'm talking about. So this is the finished product. You can see that that is the shirt that we sewed, and then here's the bottom part. So it's kind of hard to get it all in because it is such a long dress, but it is like an empire waist. So this is exactly how it turned out. You can't see the seam or anything. You can see all the nice pleats that it has in here, and then this is going to be about ankle length. And then here's our hem that